and then gives it to his teammates for them to have their own look. And that's why you really have to be recognizing yung effort nito ni Marvin Taiwan. As another made basket from the outside here for the Heatwaves. Time really not on their side. And so far everything clicking for the Weavers here. And what potentially could be the final game of the North Finals.
Taiwan will milk some clock here. Working on Gortiza. Rebound Pulanati off that Taiwan miss. Gortiza positioning himself down low. Foul will be whistled against Marvin Taiwan. And Abra is in penalty. But let's check out again this Gixer, great move of the game. Born for greatness.
A couple of bigs connecting right there. Offensive rebound for JOTU, but how about that vision to find quickly si Raven Gonzalez, and just the right way to finish that kind of possession. That slam by Raven.
Pasok yung unang free throw ni King Gortiza. Ngayong second half lang, pinasok ni Coach Gerson. Ito si King. 5 straight points. They pulled to within 21. 4 and 20 left. Oh, what a pass. But Mike unable to keep himself inbounds. And now we have our fast break of the game brought to you by Extreme X Play on-the-go speaker. Take your music anywhere.
Showing a lot of athleticism that time. JOTU. A few times you've seen him go in an alley-hoop on a downhill action.
Maguliano supply. Abra slowing things down, going through the motions. Gonzalez. Kaputay Ildefonso. Dave lobs it up. Gonzalez clearing space, and he will score.
We'll chalk up another assist for Dave Ildefonso. He's not scoring, he's assisting.
Layup ni Coliano, pero they need some stops. Pangasinan. And quickly at that. Time slowly ticking away as Galanza gives up the foul. And I think Coach Gerson pinasok na dito si Japs Bautista. While for Abra, Jorel Gonzalez, Redel Fabro, and Wilkin Lee now in.
Kahit na yung mga homegrown, mabibigat din para dito sa Weavers. Of course, Wilkin Lee, alam naman natin yung touch niyan from the outside. And Redel Fabro, he's not gonna be short of any effort, be it on the offense or the defense.
Approaching the 3-minute mark of the third. Taiwan comes away with a steal, puts on the Jets. And that might be just the icing on the cake. What a performance here by the Abra Solid North Weavers, Coach Mike.
Yeah, just completely, giving it to the Heatwaves here in the second half. 29 in the third quarter, and really just kept pouring it on. Never really relaxing. And parang nararamdaman mo nga, hindi na tumitingin sa scoreboard, execute na lang ng execute. And they've never gotten into, kumbaga, relax mode all throughout this game.
Wilkin Lee hits a free.
There will be game situations where I feel Coach Yong Garcia, if they need a 3 in a very close game, and he needs shooters from the outside, I will not be surprised if Wilkin Lee is one of those guys that he calls out from the bench.
Japs Bautista got fouled while taking the free. What a journey it's been for this franchise. Itong Abra Solid North Weavers, Coach Mike, joined the league last season.
Yes.
And had a bit of a roller coaster elimination round. Itong free throw nito, by the way, is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Na up and down sila, no? But managed to sneak in at that 7th spot. But ang nakalaban nila in the first round was the 2-time defending,
Yes.
well, that time, the defending champions, the Pampanga Giant Lanterns, they got swept, but that was a pretty much competitive series, Coach Mike. And then retooled in the big
Yeah.
way in the off-season. Got Dave, Encho Serrano coming to the fore para dito sa Abra. And after losing that game against the Pasay Voyagers way back in March, they have not lost since. Wilkin Lee with his second free. And now, grabe, 33 straight wins
Yes.
en route to historic national finals appearance.
And I feel ang ano dyan, ang magandang ginawa rin nila is that they acknowledge their effort and the outcome of the very first season last year. They started building from it, and Coach Yong has really, guided the ship into where it is right now, pulling in players that was very key in their rotation. They brought in Jason Brickman, played a game in Paco Arena in one of the regular season games. He never came back in the regular season, and then once that Caloocan season playoffs began, that's when they got Jason Brickman back. And so when Jason left, the big question was who was going to be the key point guard of the Weavers outside of Marvin Taiwan. And I guess the answers have really been evident here in the postseason, that Marvin Taiwan was going to be fine working alongside Jason Brickman, and Jason Brickman was really a guy that really just wanted to mesh alongside the guys of the Weavers.
They reviewed that last out of bounds play. Mukhang last touch si Jay Collado.
Daming kamay na
Si
tumapik.
Cortisa pala.
Yan ako sa Cortisa.
And I think the underrated aspect, Coach Mike, of how Abra did it is that ang daming bagong players din that became part of the equation, and yet you never felt like the chemistry cut off.
Yes. Yun ang impressive actually. I mean, hindi ganun kadali na humawa ka ng isang team na halos lahat ng players de calibre. This is a good mix of veterans and young players. Start of the season, parang karamihan mga batang mga players ang hawak nila. They almost look like a collegiate team. But then when guys like Mike Ayanayon and Jason Brickman started joining in, talagang mas lalo nag-iba. Jolo Mendoza even coming in. Talaga nakita mo yung malaking difference at naging development at progress nitong Abra Weavers.
And a foul given up by Chiu. This is the fast break of the game, brought to you by Extreme Cool Air Conditioners. Ang Extreme magpalamig, free installation for split type air conditioners.
I'm sure hindi lang si David Defonso matagal-tagal na inasam yung pagkakataon na yan. Even his fans from the Abra Weavers have waited for that moment when they see DI on a slam finish and with that celly of the raise the roof.
What about itong Pangasinan Heatwaves? Coach Jerson Cabiltes under scrutiny ever since last year. Sabay silang sumali ng Abra last season. Disappointing finish for Coach Jerson, not even making it to the playoffs in his first year with the Heatwaves. Came back the following year, this year, and despite having a lot of talented players at his disposal, they had to go through the play-in. And the odds were really stacked against them for the entire postseason, and yet they made it all the way here to the North Division Finals.
One thing that it's really painful in the playoffs is to see really good teams that have stretched themselves in the regular season, got past challenges in the playoffs, only to lose an elimination game. And the Heat Waves, they get their flowers, they've done well, and I'm sure they're gonna build moving forward with this start here in this season.
A job well done for the Abra Solid North Weavers. We have the new kings of the North this season as Abra sweeps Pangasinan here in Rosales, their very first appearance in the Mpbl National Finals.
And more importantly, it's a 33-game winning streak, and they have not lost since that game against Pasay. They have not lost in the playoffs so far. And whoever comes out in the south between Binyan and Quezon, you know, they will really recognize that they're up for a very competitive team, and a dominant at that in the Abra Weavers.
Our best player of the game is powered by 747 Live. We have Dave Ildefonso. What a performance tonight against Pangasinan in game number 3.
Breakout game in the playoffs. 7 of 15, 46% shooting. He was 6 of 7 from the perimeter. He had 14 rebounds, a couple of assists, a couple of steals, and a couple of blocks.